everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so you know when I post a new video. So today we're going to be making one of my all-time favorites, oxtail stew. First, preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius. Clean and pat dry your oxtail and then brown the bones. Season them with salt, pepper, and brown sugar. And on medium to medium-high heat, brown them in olive oil. This will help start the rendering of the fat, and it will also draw out some of the flavor from the oxtail. Now, you want to make sure that you evenly brown each side of the bones, especially for the large pieces. And you'll notice that I actually didn't trim much of the fat from the bones. Whether you decide to or not is going to depend on a couple of factors. First of all, what kind of cuts you get from the butcher. They can give you leaner pieces or pieces with more fat. I would recommend that you get a little bit of both because the fat is actually a huge part of what gives oxtail its amazing flavor. There's a reason why fat sometimes is called liquid gold. I explain it in a little bit more detail in the written version of the recipe, but it's up to you, but I would definitely recommend you have some of the pieces be a little bit fatty. And you'll see there that the oxtail bones do leave some oil, and you're going to keep using that. You're not going to throw that out once you've browned the bones and you're now ready to start sauteing your vegetables. So the first thing you're going to do is add your mirepoix or your onions, carrots, and celery. I cook a lot, so I always have a bunch in the freezer, so that's what I use, but you can cut them fresh as well. And you're going to saute that for about 1 to 2 minutes. Then you're going to add your bell peppers and cook those down for another 1 to 2 minutes. Follow the peppers with the diced tomato and garlic cloves. I also happen to have frozen tomatoes, but you can also chop them fresh. Reduce the heat to low to prevent the oil from burning and stir in the curry powder, Royco Usavi mix or all-purpose seasoning, onion powder, cayenne pepper, smoked paprika, oregano, cumin, and garlic powder. Mix them in gently to incorporate. Similar to browning the oxtail, you want to draw out the flavor from your spices and seasoning in a process called blooming. At this point, you can add the bouillon cubes, followed by the cooking wine to help deglaze the pot. Stir well, crushing the bouillon cubes as they dissolve. Now you can return the oxtail back to the pot and then stir the meat in so that the aromatics and seasoning coat all the bones evenly. You can then pour in the water and stir and then add the lime juice. Now you're going to add in the last of your spices, including ginger, cardamom, cloves, and nutmeg. You'll then add in your Worcester sauce and stir. Last but not least, add the tomato paste, a sprig of thyme, some bay leaves, and a habanero pepper. You can add more if you prefer much spicier stew, but for me, one will do. There's other peppers you can add as well, but I think habanero has extra flavor. Bird's eye chili peppers will do as well. Once you've given your stew a final mix, you can go ahead and cover the Dutch oven and place it in the oven. You might have to adjust your shelves to make sure that the pot fits. Bear in mind that you can use a slow cooker as well, but I just decided to use a Dutch oven in this case. You're going to braise the oxtail for 2.5 hours, stirring at the midway point and reducing the temperature to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Remove the pot from the oven and add the peas and carrots, taking out the bay leaves, pepper, and Thai stems if you care. Let the stew rest for about 10 minutes before serving. If you prefer a less greasy stew, you can skim off some of the rendered fat, especially if you plan to use the oxtail for another recipe. I prefer to keep some of the fat to enjoy with some sadza or another traditional starch. This was such a treat in my household growing up, and whenever I saw my mother take out the slow cooker, I got all types of excited because I knew what time it was. I really hope you enjoyed this recipe and it works out for you. The recipe details are in the description box, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.